Hey everyone, Katie No-Host here with the First Coast Heroes team at Navy Navy Homes, and I'm here with my two really good friends from CMG Financial.
Hi, I'm Teresa DeLue.
And I'm Cassidy Garcia.
And these ladies had the lowdown on this mysterious $15,000 bond program, this hardest hit fund. We're going to dispel any myths about it. We're going to answer all those questions.
Yes, $15,000, free money for first-time home buyers.
And what is a first-time home buyer?
If you haven't owned a home in 3 years, you're a first-time home buyer again, or for the first time.
And there's actually some snippets in there if you're a veteran. So if you want to know about this fund that may be drying up soon, tune in now. Okay, so one question I wanted to ask, just starting off, is a lot of buyers kind of hear about this program where they can get assistance for down payments or assistance for closing cost assistance. Maybe you can tell us what this bond is. And
Yes, so absolutely. The hardest hit fund is what everybody's talking about now. So that is in addition to the programs that are already existing for down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. Mm-hmm. The hardest hit fund went away in December of 2017. And so for all of 2018, the program was cut in half to $7,500 and it had to be paid back. Oh. So, and the fees are higher, the rate's higher, so it was much less attractive.
Yeah.
So now with the hardest hit fund, basically what that is, just tell you a little bit about what the fund is. Yes. So the Department of Treasury has the Housing Finance Agency. So they've developed this fund to provide federal assistance to first-time home buyers that and it's not available everywhere. There are 18 states, including the District of Columbia. Okay. And then in each state, there's only a select group of counties that they feel were hardest hit coming out of the bubble. So, yes, so it's helping to recover, the market, and so that is really what the hardest hit fund is. And so to date, $9.6 billion has been allocated to states, and a huge chunk of that has been right here in Florida. Wow. So yeah, we're really excited to have it back. Yes. And it's only available in Duval, Clay, Hillsborough, Osceola, and Pasco. So locally we have Duval and Clay, that's our market.
Right, yeah, those are the bases,
yes.
And those are really two huge counties, and so that's amazing.
And the difference is now, instead of $7,500 that is deferred and has to be paid back either at the end of the 30-year term upon selling the home, it would have to be paid out of proceeds, or if they were to refinance, it would have to be paid off. Now the $15,000 is fully forgiven. So it is essentially free money as long as the home buyer commits to living in the home for 5 years.
For 5 years, the minimum 5 years.
Yeah, so much more attractive.
Yes, and you mentioned, this was a good point, first-time home buyer. So what is the first-time home buyer?
Well, first-time home buyer is someone who obviously has never owned a home, but also it applies to someone who hasn't owned a home in 3 years.
Okay, so is that somebody who hasn't purchased a home in 3 years, or somebody who hasn't
had any ownership interest?
Exactly.
So if they're on title to a home, that counts. So if they have a mortgage and they paid it off, they're like, well, we don't have a mortgage. It doesn't matter.
You still own a home, and you're paying taxes on it.
Yes,
exactly.
Now veterans are exempt from being first-time home buyers.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. So for veterans, they do not have to be first-time home buyers and are also exempt from having to take home buyer education, whereas everyone else has to take home buyer education.
So if a veteran owned a home in, say, a different state, California, and still own it and rented it out and now want to buy it, they would qualify as first-time home buyer?
So even though VA is 100% financing, no money down, they can use the $15,000 to pay their funding fee without financing it, pay all their closing costs, and apply some towards the loan to lower their loan amount so they get a lower payment.
Wow, okay, well that is really good to know. I did not know that, so that's exciting. Okay, so we talked a little bit, my next question was going to be about what does the hardest hit fund program cover, but it seems like we kind of talked about that a little bit, so I might move on to my next question, which is who qualifies, beyond the first-time home buyer, who qualifies for this program?
Well, there's definitely restrictions on income and credit score and debt to income ratio. So, the first step is obviously going to be to get approved with a lender. So, we would take the application and look at the different criteria. Yeah. If someone's a little shy of the 640 credit score, we are credit specialists as well. So we can complimentary, give them a credit check and give them recommendations to help boost them up. Do what's called a rapid rescore to help them get to that 640. So if they're not there, we'll help them get there.
What is that rapid rescore? What is that?
So a rapid rescore, we basically run the credit report through a system. Okay. It's like a simulator tool.
Yeah.
It allows us to go in and manipulate balances, get rid of collections, even add a new revolving account and pay down balances. We can do all kinds of things, and it'll show us what the immediate result would be to the credit score if these actions are taken. Oh. So we say, okay, you've got 30 days, do this, this, and this, send me the proof, we send it in, and we get a rapid rescore. So without having to wait, it's like 7 days.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you kind of take a look at the snapshot of their account, or hey, if you apply this money in this way to this account or something, this would go up X.
Yeah. So it also is great for people that think we are not ready to buy because we're working on our credit. Well, that's all the more reason to call us, because we can tell you what to do to get that credit up
in the right
fast.
direction.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you're not educated on how credit scores work, or
you could be using your time and money
in the wrong place.
In the wrong places. Exactly.
Oh gosh, yeah. That would be something I would do for sure. Okay. So how can someone apply for this program?
Well, we take applications right over the phone, or we can send you a link and you can apply online. And at the end of this video, I think Eric's going to put our contact information. But we make it as convenient as we can for your buyers.
So you don't have to get dressed up in like a suit and tie and come in.
Absolutely
not.
No, you sure can if you want to.
Yeah.
And our office is conveniently located right off of Gate Parkway and 295. So we're in a pretty good neutral area.
Some people like to do face to face, and we're okay with that. Yeah. So we have very nice office space, and you want to meet us in person, come on in, or just give us a call, or do it online.
Exactly.
Whatever.
And we work evenings and weekends just like you guys, so we're available.
Yeah. When the customer's available.
When the customer is, exactly.
Yeah, that's good, because people are working and they can't always get to their phones or things like that. So, okay. So you touched on this a little bit, but I just want to ask it again. Do you have to pay this money back?
Absolutely not. Unless,
caveat. There is a caveat.
There is a catch. So
there is a catch.
Yes. So it's forgiven after 5 years. So say 3 years go by and you decide we just really want to buy a bigger house, or rates go down incredibly. You want to refinance into a really low rate, because this does have a higher rate attached to it.
Yeah.
The $15,000 is forgiven at a rate of 20% per year for 5 years.
Okay.
So every year $3,000 falls off. So if you do refinance or sell during that time, then you have to pay whatever balance is left on that bond loan. So it's a silent second mortgage. So you're always going to have that second mortgage, and then after 5 years,
it just disappears.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yep. And when you're paying your normal principal and interest payment, it goes towards the actual principal and interest. It doesn't go towards that.
Yeah, it's a silent. Exactly.
Kind of
zero interest. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's just kind of sitting there unaffected as long as you live in your home for 5 years.
And pay your bills.
Exactly.
And pay your bills.
If you're in default, then you will have to pay some of that back too. Yes. So you have to make sure that you don't, enter into a foreclosure or anything like that.
Right,
so.
Which is a good idea anyway.
Right.
Okay, so when is this program available, and how long will it be available for?
Well, we're accepting applications now. It's not available until after March 4th.
Okay.
But we are accepting them now, and it's available.
I've got several already in contract.
Yep.
So by the 4th, you mean it has to close on the 4th or after?
Yeah, it cannot be funded until after the 4th.
Okay.
And let's also keep in mind that once the funds are available, that's when I can reserve them in the name of the buyer. That has to happen, has to go through underwriting. So we can approve the loan on our end, and then it won't be until after the 4th. And realistically, I'm going to say a couple, 2 to 3 days. I mean, we just need a little bit of time there because we have to generate the closing disclosure and all of that. So
plan the closing date for maybe not the 4th.
The loan will get internally approved,
yes,
but it has to actually, it'll suspend. The file will be like in a suspense status until we're able to, fully
fund it,
get all the information. Yes, the funds reserved, and that's what we have to do in order to lock the loan. So right now, the rate is currently at 5.5% for a government loan. So FHA,
Which is still low.
Not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, in the grand scheme of history.
Right. It's not bad at all.
Not bad.
Yeah. and 5.75% for conventional, but subject to change. And we can't lock the rate until after the 4th of March. So.
Okay. Oh, so you can't even lock the rate until
No.
after the 4th.
Right.
Okay. And then I think you mentioned this, but it sounds like there's kind of a timer on this fund. It's kind of like whenever it's out, it's
It's
out.
a first come, first serve.
Okay.
Yep. So
don't sit around and wait.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Which is
I
something-
imagine on the 4th, there are several lenders that offer this program, and I'm sure that we are not the only ones that have some, loans
Irons in the
already.
fire, yeah.
Already have irons in the fire, exactly. So our pipeline's already filling up with this program. So I imagine it's going to be pretty
Especially through
popular.
the summer. I mean, it's coming right into the spring as kind of the market typically
Well,
cycles
a
out.
lot of the first-time home buyers struggle with coming up with down payment. That's one of the biggest obstacles is coming up with that down payment money.
Right.
So this is definitely attractive, free money. There are higher fees associated with it because there are 3 lenders involved.
Yes.
So there's us, CMG Financial, there's US Bank, and then Florida Housing. So there's, there's 3 different mortgagees
Lots of
on their
people have
insurance
a
policy.
say.
So there's more fees because there's 3 different lenders kind of originating and having to charge.
Yes. But if you're getting that $15,000 anyway.
Exactly.
It goes
It's
towards it.
definitely still a huge financial benefit.
Okay.
One thing that we might want to mention is that they will have to take a counseling, a course that will send the buyers a link that they will have to take, and it's everyone in the household has to
The husband and wife need to be named together on the certificate, even if they're not both on the loan.
Exactly.
So it sounds like any adult who is applying for the loan or living in the house, an adult would have to take this education course.
Yeah, not the kids,
Not
but-
the children, no.
right.
Not the
Right.
13-year-old, after soccer practice, like get in there and take your test.
But we
And
send a link to them and everything, and they just have to complete it online.
so it's an online course. Is there like a test? Is it pass fail?
It's
It's really
not really.
easy.
It's
Yeah.
just like a little webinar type educational seminar, like
Like little counseling videos.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
easy.
And you just have to complete it.
Just click through it and
Okay, so
you're
you
done.
can't fail. Okay, that's something good to know. We talked about this, but I want to talk about it just one more time. The counties, can you go over that again? The counties that
Sure.
are covered?
Yeah, it's Clay and Duval County, and then it's also in Hillsborough, Pasco, and Osceola.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So I always like to ask this question. If there was just one thing that you wish that your customer knew or a buyer knew or really anybody, maybe even realtors knew, is there anything that you wish that we all knew about this program to just make your life easier?
Well, the VA was a big one, and you didn't know that.
Yeah,
the
veterans.
veteran exception. That's a big one.
Huge.
Yeah, and then the credit issue situation, like letting them know that we can help them get their credit where they need to be to take advantage of the program.
It's not way to be embarrassed, right?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, a 633 credit score can turn into a 650. Really easy if we look at it and give them the right guidance. So, and
Life
it's not a flat
happens.
no.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
program, the interest rates are set for everyone. So whether you're a 640 or an 820, the rates are set, and they're not set by CMG. So no matter what lender you go through for this program, it's going to be the same rate. It's set by Florida Housing. So
Wow, I definitely did not know that either.
Yeah.
That's really good to know.
you can't buy it down. You can't get
buy it
points.
down, like, this is it.
This is your
Negotiate
rate.
it.
Yeah.
So just get to 641 if you have to, and then
Yeah.
it'll be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
really great. Okay,
And
well,
we might want to, also there's other things that are gonna, we have to take into factor and so forth. But overall, 640 credit score, DTI has to
Yep,
be,
the debt to income ratio has to, there's
meet
limits.
the guidelines.
And some people just can't fit into this program.
Right.
They can't buy as much house as they want to buy under this program as they would if they were going like straight FHA.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense for everyone, but that's why they call us so we can go over options.
Yep.
Right. So if somebody wanted to learn more about this program or learn more about CMG Financial and how you come alongside a buyer, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, we have a website, and we'll have that posted here, and calling us right here at the office. My name's Teresa. My number's 904-718-6861.
And I'm Cassidy, and my cell is 260-901-1315.
Wow. So direct contact
Yep.
to get real-time information and just step you through
Or
the
send us a private
process.
message.
Or a private message. Yeah, I know everything kind of happens through email or even
Yes,
Facebook.
We all have
We
Facebook.
text, yeah,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
We also have an app, so everything's super easy to communicate with an app.
So they're available on your time and your schedule and your media, whatever you need. So yes, all the information will be in this video, and if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to these two.